Yo, what's good? It's Skano from the gutter. You know, man, it just crossed my mind that Maga supporters and Cleveland Brown fans, they got a lot in common, or a few key things in common. Now, let me start off by saying Cleveland is you know, a blue demographic. Majority of Cleveland voted for Kamala Harris, so I'm gonna get that out the way. All that aside, though, MAGA supporters, you know, Trump just keeps shitting on y'all, man. He's shown y'all he don't give a damn about y'all. He's for elitists. But y'all so loyal. Loyal to a fault. You're still kissing his ass. You still blindly support him. No matter how much shit he heap on y'all. No matter how much he give y'all ass to kiss. Y'all still support the man. You know. And on that note, Browns fans. Now, if this ain't the worst, sorriest franchise in the entire sports world, not just NFL, the entire sports world, and they have been for years, man, you know, over 2 decades of trash, you know what ineptness, and starting at the top with Jimmy Haslam. So him and Trump got a lot in common too. You know, not only are they for elitists, they both corrupt as hell. You know, because just like Trump, you know, all his businesses, he basically bankrupt and scam. You know, well, I can give Jimmy that. He does seem to be somewhat of a decent businessman, even though those truck stops. You know, I hear there was some scandal involved in that too. So he knows something about conning and scamming himself. You know, so starting at the top, Jimmy Haslam. I mean, this dude couldn't find his ass with a flashlight, man. Know nothing about football. Obviously, owning a football franchise is not the same as running a truck stop, but woo woo. So, I mean, for the last decade or more, this dude, you know, he's been stumbling around in the dark, you know, trying to find the right leadership, you know, won't keep his nose out of football affairs because he's an egomaniac. Remind you of somebody? You know, so what we have, the worst football franchise in history. What sports franchise is more inept than the Cleveland Browns? And I hate to admit this shit, man. I've been a diehard Browns fan since I was a kid, 88. You know what I'm saying? I remember Bernie and Ozzie and them dudes. That's when we had a real Browns team. That was a real football team. This shit that's a debacle. It's a circus, you know? And like I said, you got Jimmy sticking his nose in every time you turn around, hiring, firing, you know what I'm saying? Well, we gonna go with analytics. No, let's get some football people in here. Well, let's just mix them all together and see how that work out. Nah, well, how about this? We had a Pro Bowl quarterback in Baker, and you could say what you want. He had his flaws, but how's he been looking in Tampa Bay? You know? So he signed Deshaun Watson to the biggest contract ever in sports history, trade about 1 million first-round picks. We don't have a first-round pick for the next 20 years, man. I'm exaggerating, but and at the time, okay, the trade seemed like you know what I'm saying? Clevelanders were excited, me, myself included, you know, even though we had a Pro Bowl. But anyway, so how that shit pan out, you know? So Deshaun I don't know where Deshaun is, but right back in the same situation, man. And I mean, Browns fans are so damn loyal, just like MAGA fans. It don't matter how much of a shit product they put down there in that stadium, which, by the way, you know, they moving them to, I guess they gonna be the Brook Park Browns now. But, you know, you won't be able to get regular Browns fans, dedicated, diehard, working class, blue collar, which Cleveland is, you know, that's what we are predicated, our identity is based on. You won't be able to go down there and see them, you know, standing room tickets. I mean, to stand up in the worst seats, over $1,500 for 2 tickets. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell is gonna pay that? And we ain't talking about, you know, the good seats. I hear people paying $100,000. So what he has done, He's moved our team to the Brook Park, so he can build up his own version of Jerry's World. You know what I'm saying? It's all about money with these dudes, So regular working class Browns, you won't be able to go, So forget about it, $100,000, man, and upwards for the best seats, you know what I'm saying? To watch that shit team. So he sold us out, bro. Now, and like I said, he don't care about regular blue-collar Browns fans that, been supporting this franchise for decades. No matter how terrible they have been, the joke of the whole entire NFL is what they are. They need to change them damn uniforms too. But those uniforms are very fitting, the brown uniforms, because they are shit. They really are, man. So, but just like Maga fans, supporters, Browns fans show up. You have been for decades, and paying your hard-working money to watch these, this so-called football franchise, stumble and bumble around, the joke of the whole NFL, but yet and still, loyal to a fault. That's what Cleveland Browns fans are, Every year y'all say the same shit. You're done. You're fed up. You're not going down there anymore. But you show up. With brown paper bags over your heads. But you show up. Minus 20 degrees weather. You show up. Just like these MAGA supporters. What is Trump doing? Selling y'all out. He sold y'all out, man. I told y'all before, he's about elitism. He don't give a damn about you poor MAGA members. He don't even give a damn about working class, middle class MAGA members. You know what I'm saying? He sold y'all a dream, man. You fell for the okie doke, fell for the woo woo, but y'all don't want to admit the shit. You still blindly support him, even though you see the truth is right there in your face, man. He taking a big nasty dump right on your heads. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all do? You bathe in it, you wallow in it. You know what I'm saying? Because loyal to a fault, So while Trump sells out not just MAGA members, but the entire damn country, sold us out to Israel, sold us, to his, elitist cronies, y'all still refuse to acknowledge the truth. He don't give a damn about y'all, He's all about the elitist. Same with Jimmy Haslam, But, it is what it is, I guess. I guess that's where the similarities end. Because like I said, Cleveland, we don't support Trump. We never did, But I tell you what, man. I don't know at this point. I don't know which is worse. Our government, full of crooks, con artists, you know what I'm saying? Headed by the king con artist himself, Donald Dump, skunk, whatever, or Jimmy Haslam, the con artist himself. Like I said, sold Browns fans a dream. He gonna build a, bigger, better franchise. We gonna win Super Bowls. We gonna be in the, he's all about the bottom line, man. So, and the bottom line is the Browns stink. They trash. I'm not a Browns fan anymore, man. I refuse to support losers year after year after year. You know what I'm saying? Mediocrity. That's what we got in our government. Our football franchise is a goddamn joke. It's a joke, man. Our real football team is in Baltimore. It is, So it is what it is, man. But, I know you loyal Browns fans. You're going to keep eating it up. You're going to keep watching, this mediocre. They're not even mediocre, man. At this point, mediocre would be a step up, Can we get some mediocre football down there? Why are they charging people $50,000 for tickets, man? God damn. It is what it is, man. No ops left, Scano. You already know.